Hi, it's Cupcake. I started a video. I wasn't liking the direction that it was going. I was kind of getting off topic, and I actually made myself an agenda today. But I'm coming to you with an update. I am about 14 weeks post-op vertical sleeve gastrectomy. I had surgery January 26th of 2017 in Salt Lake City, which is the equivalent of hell. I hate Salt Lake, just so you know. Yeah, anyway, my stats, I won't wait until the middle or end of the video to tell you. Um, my surgery weight was 234 and I'm currently at 182.4 pounds. So that's over 50 pounds lost. I'm feeling good about my progress. Things have slowed down a little bit, but I've noticed kind of a pattern of I'll hit a low weight and then I'll maintain and kind of go up a couple of pounds and just like back and forth, for a week or two, and then I'll lose a few pounds at a time. That's how it's generally been working for me lately. So I try not to stress. I do weigh every day, but just kind of to like show me where I'm at. But I've kind of expected that to be the case, and even when I'm not losing weight on the scale, I can tell in certain places where I am losing inches. I'm not measuring. I'm not like super on top of a lot of the things that people are, and I'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah. Anyway, so that's where I'm at, and I think that's almost a pound and a half weight loss from last week, and so yeah, I'm feeling all right about that. Anyway, also I'm almost 32. I will be 32 in June, 32 years old, and I'm 5'4.5", in case you guys are wondering. My highest weight, also just in case you're wondering, was almost 300 pounds. That was a few years ago, maybe a little more than a few years ago. I hung out in the 270s for quite a while, and then once I decided to have bariatric surgery, I went and saw my surgeon. I think I was 262 or something like that, and then I had a 3-month pre-op diet, and I got down to 239, and then I had a 10-day 1,000-calorie diet prior to surgery, and I got down to 234. So that's how I got to 234, and then, since then, I'm now 182.4. Clothes-wise, like, I have a pair of stretchy 8s that size 8 pants that probably fit like a 9, I'm guessing. And those fit, oh, I just bit my tongue. Those fit well. They're comfortable. I tried on a size regular pair of 8s like probably 2 weeks ago. Excuse me, 2 weeks ago, and they were still a little too tight. I mean, I could button them, but they weren't comfortable and they didn't look right. I was definitely stuffed into them. So I probably wear about a 9 right now. Shirt-wise, like, I carry my weight in my tummy, so it really depends. I like fitted shirts, so I can wear, a whole range of size of shirts. As long as they're stretchy and I can get them on my body, I can wear them as long as they're long enough to cover my tummy. So I tried on a dress at Target. It was an extra small. I like to wear dresses as shirts a lot. Like I've said before, sometimes I shop in the maternity section even still because they have longer shirts. Like, I bought a maternity tank top last month, and it's long and fitted and stretchy, and it doesn't, to me, it doesn't look like a maternity top. It's just long and stretchy. I don't know why fashion is going this direction, excuse me, of like short shirts. I don't understand that. I'm always looking for long shirts, and so sometimes I wear dresses as shirts, and sometimes I wear maternity shirts, and sometimes I can find shirts that just fit me. And now that my tummy's getting smaller, that's the case. I bought 2 large tank tops yesterday, and they're long enough. The tank top I'm wearing is a little bit short. It's a medium. You can't really see it, but it kind of reminds me of Arizona, so that's why I bought it, and I'm sure that it will be fitting me better and better as I go along. So, anyway, that was probably way too long talking about clothes. But yeah, size wise, like I said, shirts, I just wear whatever's long enough. To me, like I love fitted clothes. I always have. I feel bigger in flowier clothes, oddly enough. So I don't wear them. You know, I know a lot of the things that I wear like accentuate my tummy, and I'm just, you know, it just is what it is. My tummy's there, you know, no matter what I wear, you're gonna be able to see it. And so I don't hide it. It's just part of me, and it's getting smaller. And that is one of my biggest goals with surgery, is to have a much smaller tummy. That's where the majority of the rest of my weight is. My goal weight is 140. That's what my surgeon indicated that he'd like to see me at. But if I, like I've said before, if I get to 150 and I love the way that I look and I'm feeling good, then, you know, I have no problem maintaining there. If I get down to 140 and want to keep going, and I get down to 130, then whatever, you know. I'm not too concerned about like the actual weight that I'm gonna weigh. I'm more concerned about getting rid of this tummy. I'm actually pretty happy with like where I am everywhere else, you know, size wise. You know, I'm cool with getting smaller, but it's not like a huge thing. Like I feel like my legs are pretty thin now, and my arms, you know, are pretty good too. I mean, you know, compared to what they were, you know, I'm pretty happy with them, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I definitely have loose skin, as you can see, and obviously still fat in there too. I've been working out my arms, but they're not buff or anything. But yeah, I do have loose skin. So yeah. I used to be really concerned about loose skin. It was like a huge concern for me. Prior to surgery, in the beginning of this journey, I was very concerned about loose skin. But now when I see loose skin, it's just motivating, because I know that it means that there's progress. It means that I'm losing weight, and that I'm losing fat and stuff when I have loose skin. So if that's a concern of yours, just realize, like, you know, you'll probably feel a little different about it later on. I mean, yeah, I probably will still want to have a skin removal surgery, like on my arms and my stomach when I'm done. When I'm done, you know what I mean? When I reach my goal weight, I'm probably gonna still want to have those things, but it isn't as big of a deal for me as it was in the beginning, because, like I said, it means progress. And I'd rather have the loose skin than be as big as I was. I feel better, I'm healthier, and I feel like I look better. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, I have a list of things that I needed to or wanted to talk about, and I'm getting off track, and this is going to be a long video. And I know some people hate long videos. I'm sorry. Don't know what to tell you. You don't have to watch if you don't want to. If you do, cool. And yeah, I'm sorry for a long video. Anyway, I don't even know what I talked about because I started this video already. But yeah, I'm wearing yesterday's makeup. I don't know if I mentioned that. And I'm not good about taking my makeup off at night. And my hair is just like put up in these like loose, messy buns. Again, I don't know if I talked about this yet in this video, or if it was the one that I'm going to delete. I guess I'll delete this part if I already talked about it, but I am experiencing hair loss. My hair is dry, it's damaged because my ends are bleached, and then obviously I have purple on top of them, but yeah, my hair, I am experiencing hair loss. I have more baby hairs than I normally do. I mean, although that's not that different for me. I did go to hair school, and so I'm always doing things to my hair, and so it's always pretty damaged, and it's thin. I don't think it looks too bad right now, but yeah, my hair is wavy, so like when it looks a little wavy, it doesn't look as bad. But yeah, I think I'm going to cut like a long pixie cut. My bangs are really long, so I'll probably keep them, you know, long. And then you just have like short sides and back, but like long, short, you know. Um, Not going for like chic look or anything. And I'm nervous about that because the last time that I had short hair, like really, really short hair, I didn't really like it. I felt boyish, but my face was a lot rounder then. And so I'm hoping that I'll feel a little differently about it this time around. If not, hair grows back, you know. I don't think that people should avoid doing things to their hair because they're afraid that they won't like it, because you can almost always find a way, you know, to make your hair look cute. You know, color can almost always be fixed, and so yeah, hair isn't a permanent thing, so I don't worry about it too much. I don't take vitamins for hair, skin, and nails. I've opted not to at this point. I don't know, you know, how well they work or not. I haven't tried them. Some people swear by them, some people don't take them. I already take enough. Like, I have a hard enough time trying to take all the pills that I take. Not that I take like a ton, but you know, I take 4 or 5 pills, or should, or something a day, and I'm not really ready to add another pill on top of that. So, and I'm still like doing like mostly chewables or small pills because it's hard for me to get down. Anything too big feels like it gets stuck. Anyway, the next thing that I wanted to talk about is just like, I guess, some advice. Try not to tell people what to do when you're watching their videos or looking at their Instagram or whatever it is, like any kind of social media. Try not to tell other people what to do. Try not to shame people about what they're doing, and try not to tell other people what to do. Like what to eat, for instance. We all are going to be different. Every surgeon is going to be a little different in the plans that they have for us. Like, my surgeon's office is adamantly against protein shakes, but like most other doctors that I've heard, you know, they want their patients to be drinking protein shakes. But from the very beginning, my surgeon's office is like, no, we want you to get your food from, like, your protein from food. And I'm just like, well, seeing as how I can't eat that much, especially in the very beginning, there's no way that I'm hitting my protein. So it sounded and felt odd to me. But so every surgeon is going to tell you something different. Every nutritionist is going to tell you something different, and sometimes those nutritionists tell you something different than what your surgeon says. That was, you know, the case definitely with the nutritionist and the surgeon that I saw. They told me different things. So there's that. And then people are going to do what they're going to do, regardless of what you tell them. You know, I may eat more carbs than some people, and I'm okay with that. That's just gonna be the case. Some people are gonna eat more carbs than me. Some people are gonna allow themselves to have certain things that I won't allow myself to have, and I'm gonna allow myself to have things that they won't allow themselves to have. Maybe they'll have potatoes and I won't, but maybe I'll have chocolate and they won't. You know, everybody is gonna be completely different in what they do. Their exercise level is going to be different than mine. You know, some people are like kicking ass at exercise, and some people aren't able to exercise, or they don't. You know, I'm somewhere in the middle. So, like, we're all going to be different, and my recommendation is just to try not to, like I said, shame people about what they're doing. This is supposed to be like a supportive community, and try not to tell other people what to do. I mean, I think there's definitely a difference when people are struggling and they're asking for help, they're asking for suggestions, and you give them suggestions, and sometimes, like, it will be helpful to them and sometimes it won't. But if they're like not asking for help, try to avoid giving that help. I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of giving advice that's unsolicited myself, so I'm definitely telling this to me too. But I have had like some things said to me by people about the way that I do things, you know, and all I can say is everybody's different, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and you're gonna do what you're gonna do, and we can support each other in the ways that we're able to, even if we don't even if we don't agree with everything that that other person is doing. Like, we can still find something to support the other person in what they're doing. So, yeah, just try not to, you know, tell other people what to do. You know, that that goes along with goals too. Like, my goal is 140, like I just talked about. But I see a lot of people, their goals are to be like right around where I'm at. Like right now I'm 182.4 pounds, and so some people, that is their goal. You know, but we're different heights, we're different statures. I have a pretty small stature, so at 180 pounds, even though I'm much smaller than I used to be, I'm still chubby, and I still have like problem areas that like I want to work on, you know. So maybe 180 pounds would feel like a good stopping point for one person, and for me it doesn't. You know, for me, I'm not happy with where I'm at yet. I mean, I'm happier than I was, but I'm not like where I want to be. And so, you know, we're all different. Like, so just like let people be and support them if you're able to. And if you're not, then like probably don't watch their videos, you know. If you take the time to dislike their videos, maybe you shouldn't be watching their videos, you know. You don't have to disagree, or I mean, you don't have to agree with everything that they're saying. I don't agree with everything that everybody says, you know, but that doesn't mean that I don't agree with some of the things that they're doing, or that I don't want to support them. So, sorry, the sun is coming up and it's bright, but hey, you can see how blue my eyes are, so there's that. I also wanted to, somebody had asked me a question about whether I count calories, and I was just going to discuss that a little bit. I don't count macros, in case you're not sure what macros are, because I didn't know for a while. To my knowledge, macros are like calories, fat, protein, carb content. Those are your macros. If I'm wrong, like, you don't have to correct me. It's not that big a deal, but yeah. Anyway, I don't count those things. I did use my Fitness Pal one time, and I was between 500 and 600 calories, and that was probably a month and a half ago. And it was a pretty normal day for me. So I would venture to guess that I don't go above like 800 calories a day. At this point, I just can't eat that much. You know, I eat my 3 meals, and then sometimes I'll have a snack, maybe 2 snacks if I'm really hungry. A snack for me consists of usually like 6 or 7 almonds. Yeah, that's what I've been snacking on basically, is almonds. And then sometimes, a lot of the time, I'll have dessert, and that can, like, I either do like enlightened ice cream or chocolate of some kind. That's basically, those are my go-to. So I'm not like eating donuts or anything like that. I love donuts. I haven't had a donut since surgery. So yeah, I'll eat like half a serving or something of chocolate, or I'll eat like a half of a serving of like enlightened ice cream a lot of nights. That's what I kind of save my carbs for. I mean, like I said, I don't count, but I do pay attention to what I'm putting in my body, and even the treats that I'm eating have protein in them. Not like a ton of protein necessarily, but some protein. And I try and eat low carb. I don't do like bread or rice or potatoes generally, unless it's like a bite, you know, and that's not a regular thing for me. So, but that's where you know, if I'm gonna eat carbs, that's what I like sweets. So yeah, you know, I do creamer in my tea, that has carbs, and I do like my fat-free hot chocolate, and that has carbs, but it's all like relatively low carb. So that's what I'm doing. Again, I'm not asking for advice as far as the carbs that I'm eating. I'm okay with what I'm eating, and I know how to limit myself. If I feel like, oh, I've had too many carbs today, then I'm not going to do dessert. You know, I'm going to drink more water instead. But yeah, I'm definitely not asking for advice as far as like what I'm eating. You know, for me, I feel okay about what I'm eating, and if I need to regulate myself, then I will. So I'll just say that. Anyway, but yeah, I don't count macros, and so far that's working for me. I do weigh every day, so that's something that I do. Like I said, it just kind of shows me where I'm at. It kind of gives me an idea, oh, maybe I need to work out a little bit more, or maybe I need to drink more water, or, you know, I really should take some milk of magnesia because I'm not, like, things are not moving as well as they should be, you know, whatever it is. I pretty much weigh every day, and that's really how I keep track of my progress. I don't count macros. I'm not saying that I won't in the future. I may need to. I'm sure the closer I get to my goal, the harder I'm going to need to work. The more exercise I'm going to need to do, the better I'm going to need to eat. I do realize these things. But right now what I'm doing is working for me, and so yeah, that's where I'm at. But yeah, I don't count them. I think if people do, that's great. I eat a lot of things that I feel like I can't really count that well in like MyFitnessPal. Like my husband made these amazing, we'll call them Southwest meatballs. They had like green chilies in them. This really nice, sweet, spicy sauce. And I have no idea how I would count the macros in that. So it's stuff like that, like it's difficult for me to count, so I haven't really felt motivated to do that. And like to me, you know, I kind of know like when I've overdone it, or when I've had a good day, you know, without counting. But you know, it might be something that I do in the future. The only thing that my surgeon's office really laid out for me is that 70% of what I eat needs to be protein, and the other 30% should be vegetables. Now, obviously, I do eat some things that are not just protein and vegetables. I eat, you know, like I said, chocolate and ice cream, but they both have protein in them. So, yeah. But, you know, I try not to drink my carbs too much. Like I said, I do creamer, which has some carbs, but it's not like a ton of creamer and it's not a ton of carbs. But yeah, so I don't count them, but great if you do. You know, it might help you stay on track. For me, I don't feel like I need to at this point. I feel like I'm regulating myself enough that I'm okay with what I'm doing. So that's where I'm at. You know, like I said, everybody does things differently, and what works for one person may not work for another. You know, what works for one person at one time may not work for them later, or may work for them later when it didn't seem necessary like at the time. So we'll just see how things go. But right now I don't. See, I also wanted to talk about losing weight. So I obviously, like I said, I've only lost like about 1.5 pounds since last week, but I have noticed that I've been losing weight, and people are saying things to me again. It's like every time that I start to lose inches or whatever, people will say something like, oh, you know, like you're looking great. You know, people that said that to me like a month or two ago, they're just like, oh, like you're looking even smaller than you were. And I'm noticing it too. So one of the places that the inches are coming off are my breasts. Again, so I had to tighten my straps and tighten like the hook that I was putting my bra on, and like the cup size is just too big now, and that's kind of exciting for me because I had a breast reduction and I didn't go as small as I should have gone because I was too worried about, and this was several years ago when I was much heavier, but I was afraid that having smaller breasts was going to accentuate my belly. I was very nervous about that, and so I didn't go very small. Like my breasts ended up like a double or a triple D after my reduction, and like I was at like an M, like a size, like a cup M cup bra size at the time, and they took 11 pounds of breast tissue off my breasts. And so for me, like having smaller breasts is not a bad thing. You know, I wish I would have gone smaller in the beginning, but yeah, I didn't. And so, and that was covered by surgery, just in case anybody's wondering, because I was having back problems and my breasts were like, they were very substantial, and yeah, they made me miserable. They made it hard to sleep. Couldn't sleep on my back. I'd stop breathing. So yeah, I'm excited that my breasts are getting smaller. Yes, I have loose skin in the breast area, but because I had a lift when I had my breast reduction, luckily, like I don't have like really like a huge issue with sagging. You know, I'm sure that I'm still gonna need a lift when I'm done with surgery, but I'm excited to go to a smaller size. I'm hoping that I can fit into a C cup really soon, because it will be easier to find bras, and it'll be easier to find cheaper bras, like having smaller breasts. So I'm gonna say that that's like an NSB, and I'll definitely take it. So all about that. I've also noticed, where else? There was somewhere else that I noticed that my weight was coming off besides my breasts, although that's a number one place. I mean, it's definitely coming off of my stomach. I have more loose skin on my stomach. I'm not really comfortable showing that. It's not pretty. You know, maybe in the future I'd be willing to show that, but not right now. Oh, my shoulders. I was telling my husband, I feel like my shoulders are looking kind of bony. I mean, they probably don't look that bony, but compared to what they were, they look bony to me. It feels quite odd. Sometimes I'm looking in the mirror, even now, I'm looking at myself, and I don't really recognize myself because I look so different than I used to. But I feel like my shoulders, and like, I mean, my collarbones, I mean, they're not jutting out or anything, but like you can see them. And I sucked in the other day, and my husband's like, you didn't used to be able to do that, you know? I can feel like my hip bones and stuff, like they're still fat, but I can feel my hip bones, and it's just crazy. So even though the scale hasn't been moving, I know that I'm losing inches, even though I haven't measured. If you measure, like, it's probably a really good thing, especially when like you don't see the scale moving. People tend to notice it, you know, like people will see the inches coming off of you before you're seeing the weight come off. At least that's kind of been my experience. The inches kind of come before the weight. So again, I have been working out my arms. I've been doing some exercise. I try and get in, you know, it's anywhere between 10 to like 25 minutes of exercise a day. It's not super strenuous, but it feels like a pretty good workout. Just, you know, I walk, I run, sometimes jog up like 3 flights of stairs at work with my arm weights, and walk, doing arm exercises. I'm still just doing that as far as exercise goes. You know, walking is great. Even before surgery, when I was doing like my supervised diet, I was still losing 5 pounds of weight basically a month, just from walking. And it wasn't like a long time. It was like a 10-minute walk a day. And I started taking the stairs at work instead of the elevator. And like it literally, I would still lose 5 pounds a day. And you know, I started to eat a little bit better too. I'd skip like the buns on my hamburgers and stuff like that. I gave up soda. Okay, sorry. My phone must have run out of room because I cut off my video, which was getting pretty long, or maybe it was just tired of hearing me ramble. That might be the case. Anyway, I think I talked about pretty much everything that I was wanting to talk about right now. So yeah. Anyway, I guess my point, like I said, I know I repeat myself a lot, and I'm sorry, but you know, I'm just still kind of doing the same things. But I was talking about like how I was still losing weight when I was only doing like 10-minute walks a day and taking the stairs and like skipping hamburger buns and not drinking soda anymore. And I would still drink and I still drink lemonade or fruit punch on occasion. But you know, not like a ton. I get a small, and usually I can't finish a small. Sometimes I can finish a small, but it will take me a while. But yeah, anyway, so I'm just saying that any little bit of exercise can help. All these little changes, like little things, make a difference over time. You know, I mean, losing 5 pounds a month is awesome. I mean, if I lose 5 pounds a month, you know, from here on out, what would that put me at? Like 8 months or something. I could be at my goal within like 8 months. I'd like to be there sooner, but that would put me right at about a year out from surgery, which is, you know what, like my surgeon said that he wanted to see me at like 140 pounds at a year out. So I guess, yeah, 5 pounds a month from here on out would be, you know, reasonable. If I can do more, if I can get to my goal sooner, great. Like, I'm all about it. And like I said, I'm probably gonna have to step things up. Things will get things are gonna get harder before I get to my goal, but at the same time, in a way, they get easier, because it is easier the smaller that you're getting, the healthier that you're getting, to be able to do things, you know. Like, people at work are still amazed that I can like jog or run up the stairs like at work. You know, people are just like, I can't do that. I can't imagine. People are smaller than me, and probably, presumably, more fit than I am. Like, you know, so things get easier. Like, the smaller that you get, it's just easier to move. So I expect that that's going to be the case the smaller that I get. So even though I'm going to have to work harder, some things are just going to be, they're going to continue to get easier, is what I'm thinking. So anyway, I think that's really all I have for you. I'll put in a video. I filmed another video in the bathroom at work, just like what I'm looking like right now. And I hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, if you want me to check out your YouTube channel or your Instagram or whatever, just let me know. Thanks for watching, guys.